welcome back once again to the GorillaBiker. So what we're going to be talking about today is, and the title obviously, oh god, that was a terrible gear change. That doesn't happen to me very often, but that was shocking. Watch this, get near, yes! I love going near that wall. Yeah, the title gives it away anyway, but what I want to talk about is the fact that I want to build a bike. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that, because it's probably not in the manner that a lot of people would be thinking. And basically, what I mean by I want to build a bike is, number one, I'll get to it later, but I do want to build a bike as well. I also want to build a bike insofar as kind of put one together in a way. And what I mean by that, oh, that branch is low. Please don't pull out. Don't do that. So essentially, what I'd like to see, and I think it's something that is going to become a possibility, especially with the electrical motorcycle market, right? What I would like is, as an affordable option, there was the opportunity to buy essentially a frame and engine, you know, from a company that you like. So if I want a Harley V-twin to build on it however I want, just buy a brand new frame and engine, you know, rubber stamped to be EU certified and all that crack. But you know, legitimately and legally and all that crack, that's probably not possible with an internal combustion engine. Why is it so bumpy? It's such a nice road otherwise. What I'd like to see from the electric bike market, and I think it's something that's imminently doable, or I don't know if it's imminently the right word, but it's very doable from the perspective of an electric motorcycle manufacturer, because with them, they supply a battery and they supply a frame, and that's essentially what's EU certified. They don't have emissions to contend with at all, you know, anything like that. It's their battery is what's rated. And even their drivetrain, I don't know, like obviously everyone would want the drivetrain on it, because who the hell would want to go buy their own special motor? So for now, we'll say you get battery, you get motor, you get frame, right? And I'm talking that's it. So this is delivered to you in a strip down, like no even, you know, additional subframe, stuff like that, you know? And what I'd like to be able to do is buy that, you know, add my own triples to it, you know, adjust my rake, have secondary companies, their only thing, oh, that hurt my testicles. Their only thing in life is making parts for these types of frames, you know? Which obviously would be relatively expensive starting out, but if that became an industry, it'd get cheaper over time, and it'd add so much. I don't know, it'd just be so cool, because, and the reason this came into my head, right, is number one, I like doing my own thing with my bikes. I like doing my own things with pretty much everything, actually, because I'm a bit different, as you may have noticed. I'm not your run-of-the-mill human person, but something that I think is gonna become, you know, exceedingly difficult in the electric bike market, and I think this is something that could help alleviate that, right? Is that differentness, you know? There's so many things that you can currently change on what is a standard motorcycle now, say, you know? What are you doing? People have lost their minds today. But there's Jesus Christ, like, there's so much stuff that you can change on the ICE motorcycle, we'll call it. Internal combustion engine. You got your cranks. You know, you can. We're not going to get into it, but you can change a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Whereas the electric motorcycles that are currently on offer are very much, you know, they are what they are kind of job. There's not a whole pile that I can see there that you can do to them. It's from factory. You're being lumped, and the same with the. And I pick on Harley Davidson a lot on this, because I think they're not guilty of it, but it's their brand that is most given to it. What that is, you know, aftermarket customization. But they still sell you a complete bike, and they still charge you for that complete bike, obviously, because they're selling you that complete bike, but it might not be the complete bike that you want. And a lot of the time, when you're buying that bike, you're aware it's not the complete bike you want. And it's going to be similar with the electrical bike market, but like I said, customization is harder. So I think it's a huge opportunity for them if they shoot after this relatively early and offer a lot of customization off the bat. I think that would help people, you know, not see them so much as a samey run-of-the-mill bike. Now, this isn't something that I see as being possible early days. It's obviously, this is something that you need to bed into your market. You need to get some form of a market share, gain your market trust. And in fairness, I think Zero as a brand are really doing well on the front of gaining market trust, gaining market confidence, because they're legitimately a good bike, electric or not. It's a legitimately good bike, and I think that's something that could help people buy into the whole electric bike industry. If from the off they have the opportunity to customize, they have the opportunity to make the bike their own, make it the style they want. I want to be a person who has a part in that, you know. Currently, look, I'm an engineer and I work in biomedical devices. Is that where I ever imagined myself being as a child? Absolutely not. Is it where I want to be forever? Also, probably not. I'd love to get into the motorcycle industry. And that's why I think, you know, the place I should go to if I want to get into it is the electric bike industry, because that's very much more likely to still be around in 20-25 years. As a major player in you know, if I want to make money from it, say, in the market, if I want to be in development, which I do. And that's something that I'd love to do myself, is get into it, and, you know, learn this stuff and see how you can make pattern parts that can fit, you know, customized parts more easily, because I'm a great fan of modular design. Modular design in general, because you have it in the case that, you know, you come in and you say, okay, I want to change the entire front end of my bike to change its stance. I want to do something where I can say, hey, yeah, you can do that, and this is how you go about it. This is how much it'll cost. You know, a buddy of mine has started a business at Adaptive. I'll put a link in the description to his Instagram and Facebook and stuff. But it's about, you know, additive manufacturing or 3D printing, and that sort of that technology. And I work in that, by the way, in my job. You know, it's that I have additive manufacturing there, so I kind of know what I'm talking about, just a smidge. I'm not going to say I'm an expert. Oh, god damn it. But I kind of know what I'm talking about. And, you know, I see that as something that could really enable that type of mass manufactured but not mass manufactured design. You know, you have your base frame, and someone comes in and they say, okay, well, I want this. You don't need a stock of that part, but you say, okay, it's a 1 week lead time, we're just going to print it. And it's low cost. I don't need to build a load of prototypes. I don't need to keep a load of casts there. I don't need to keep a load of bar stock. But it's something that we can do, you know, especially if it's plastics. Plastics are cheap to print, you know what I mean? When you get into metal, it gets more expensive, but it's still not bad. And that kind of... I want your opinions as well, by the way. And feel free, if you want to make a response video to this, you know, excuse me, the What Era video has gotten way more responses than I actually thought it'd get. So if you want to make a response video to this, please, by all means, feel free. I love seeing that, and I love listening to the responses and you know, maybe responding myself. Come on, I'm not waiting behind a Peugeot. I don't like Peugeots. Peugeot. Shoot. Bit of dodging. Long-term goal. That's one thing I'd like to do. Is I keep saying I think. I know I'd like to be in a position, or put myself in a position, that I can be someone who drives that type of change, oh god damn it, in the motorcycling market. Because I think in the long run it would help growth, you know, massively. People get what they want. People get what, you know, they get to essentially design their own thing, which would be really cool. I smelled beer. Oh no, someone smashed a load of beer off a truck or something. I knew I smelled beer. I got a fly in my eye, and it lives there now. I'm okay with this. Me and the fly in my eye are friends now. We have partnered up to be friends. Oh, I'm gonna have to pull over, as friendly as I am with this new fly friend. He's fucking killing my eye. Why fly? I was talking about interesting things. If anyone watches Viva La Dirt League, you know where that pitiful cry laugh thing comes from. Well, you know what you do when you can't see, you double down, you go faster. Don't do that, it's a joke. Depth perception is real. I'm crying in my helmet. I don't know, can you see that, but there's a fly in there. I'm gonna name him Captain Dickhead. And that, my friends, is why you keep your visor closed. I usually do, but today I was being silly. I kind of miss Boris the eye fly. He's definitely dead now. Or he's laying eggs in my inner eyeball. Who knows? Who knows? So yes, I think honestly, you know, additive manufacturing and 3D printing is the way that you could do that stuff. You know, to make it feasible financially and offer people greater customization. But you know, MUT motorcycles, I know I've mentioned them before in videos, but MUT motorcycles, MUTT motorcycles, they do really, really cool stuff, and I really like their bikes. And what is this person doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're going right, so you pull all the way left. Makes perfect sense. And I love seeing what they did, you know, with what they had, and they made these really cool custom bikes, basically out of a frame and engine, and they built the rest. That is awesome. Yes, let's all do 25 kilometers an hour. And then to get back to, you know, everyone's favorite, the petrol powered bike, or gas powered if you're American. I also want to build one of them, and that's a different prospect, because that is something I want to build 100% custom, except for the engine. But I want to build my own frame. I want to, you know, machine my own triples or 3D print my own triples. I want to do it all myself, and the reason for that is I'm a tall person, you know, and I think the only time that I'm ever going to get a bike that's perfect for me is if I build it myself. And that's also something that, you know, as someone who is an engineer, it's something I kind of always wanted to do myself anyway. If I didn't have a desire for motorcycles, I wouldn't make these videos. If I didn't have a passion for motorcycles, I'd never consider building one, because what's the point? Move over, you stupid woman. Everyone is out today. I love this viewpoint on the way home. How beautiful. Oh no, there's people in my spot. People in my spot. Boom. View. There you go, you got it. There's people watching this video. Would you like to see something like that for electric motorcycles coming on, you know? Non-patterned motorcycles. Patterned frames, but then you go in and because it's as easy and excuse me, cheap to design certain aspects yourself, you know, you go in and you get a bespoke, even if it's just the panels, and they get 3D printed the way you want them, and then that's your bike. Again, someone not using their side of the road, and then that's your bike, and you know you've had a hand in it, and it hasn't cost you much extra, if anything extra at all. And then the other side of the question is, you know, would you like to see me eventually build my own bike fully from scratch, frame and all? A lot of people are afraid of electric bikes. I'm not afraid of them anymore after riding them. And as soon as I got thinking about, you know, what they could offer us as a motorcycling population, if we are, as myself and Teapot agreed, will eventually be forced down that route, I think there's a lot of very cool options that we, as a community, could drive in those bikes and make changes that we'd like to see, because I think we're going to be fairly limited to, you know, our power delivery and our power storage. There's not going to be as many options for power upgrades, etc., because it's a battery. But to finish off, if you've watched, thanks for watching. Please do leave a comment below if you have any interest in this topic at all, and feel free to make a video response to this video if you have any interest at all. Also, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you think anyone else you know might have an interest in this video, feel free to share it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rambles. And until next time, adios. Outro crew. I am currently working on a video, which is a 5-year review between this bike and something like the Zero SRF. So my question is this: if you were considering buying a bike, and over 5 years zero SRF worked out much cheaper and it was more powerful, etc., for the same price roughly over the 5 years, say, would you consider zero over a normal petrol powered bike? So over 5 years, if it worked out cheaper, and that includes purchase price and all that, over 5 years in total if it worked out cheaper, would you consider buying a zero over a normal, you know, petrol powered internal combustion engine bike? Other than that, as always, I very much appreciate you making it to the end of the video. So you get a bow. Bye.